My name is Minnu Matthew, and I come from Sacred Heart Church, Ponkunam. I give thanks to my beloved Mother and Holy Son from the bottom of my heart for the blessings I've received. My mother first took the covenant in 2019. I came here and took the covenant on March 3rd, 2023, when I was in my third year of BTEC. I took the covenant with the hope of getting a job through campus placement. By the end of the third year, I was selected for a job through a campus interview, and I began training for it. However, after training, the company stopped communicating and did not proceed further with the offer. Later, my brother encouraged me to come to Australia for my master's degree. I began preparing for the PTE exam and attended a 1-month coaching program. Although I received a good score, it wasn't sufficient for the university my brother had chosen. I then came back to the Kreupasanam, met Friar Joseph, and received his blessings before rewriting the exam. After that, someone told me in my mind to make the exam site password mother. I changed it, and when the results came, I passed with an excellent score. We began the paperwork for Australia. But when I approached the bank for an educational loan, they refused, saying my brother already had a loan and they couldn't approve another one. Later, I went back to the bank again with covenant oil and salt, prayed to my Holy Mother, and met the bank manager. By Mother's help, the loan was approved within 2 weeks. Then came the requirement to submit a GTE, Genuine Temporary Entrant form, to the university. But it was rejected as both my brother and I were applying to the same university and they questioned financial dependence. I applied to 3 different universities, but every time I was rejected. Finally, I dropped the idea of going to Australia. I went back to the bank and requested to cancel the loan, but the manager said, "We'll keep your documents. If you ever need the loan again, we can process it." Realizing that I wouldn't make the February intake, I started looking for jobs in India. I got a temporary job at BSNL where they told me I could leave if I found something better. Later, I went to Dubai to search for jobs. I received 3 or 4 offer letters, but every time something went wrong. Either the company would cancel the interview or say they had already filled the position. Even after getting offers, the jobs kept slipping away. Finally, I got an offer from another company, but I was told I would receive a work visa only after 2 to 3 months. Meanwhile, my visit visa was expiring, and I didn't know what to do. My birthday was on March 13, and my mother and I prayed earnestly, asking Holy Mother for a job or direction as a birthday gift. While praying, I received a specific date in prayer, March 18. I told my brother that I was returning home. He said I could try for Australia one last time. At first, I was hesitant due to repeated rejections, but my brother had already started the paperwork at the back. We approached a new agency. They said there was a 90% chance of getting the visa, and the remaining 10% would depend on the visa officer. We began the first steps of the process on March 18, only later realizing it was the exact date given to me in prayer. Within 2 weeks, I received an unconditional offer letter from the university. After returning home, I renewed the covenant and again went to apply for the loan, and it was approved within 2 days. While the paperwork progressed, I continued to do charity work. Every Friday, I visited the local monastery to serve the elderly mothers, and each Friday I received blessings. The COE came, the medical was cleared, and everything moved forward. But 2 days before the visa application, the agency informed us that a document from March 18 was invalid. We were devastated. That document was crucial for visa approval, and without it, we were told the visa would be rejected immediately. In deep despair, my mother and I prayed intensely. I told my Holy Mother, "I have no way forward. I surrender everything into your hands. If you want me to have this blessing, please make a way. And if rejection is part of your plan, please give me the strength to bear it." The agency called again that morning, April 28, the day we had planned to apply for the visa. They said there was a discrepancy in the date of birth on one of the documents. I was completely disheartened, but still asked them to go ahead and submit the application. My brother paid the visa fee himself. At exactly 2:56 p.m. on April 28, my visa application was submitted. Normally, the maximum time to receive an Australian visa is 32 to 36 days. But to my amazement, my visa was granted instantly on the same day at the very moment it was submitted. April 28, 2:56 p.m. I thank my Holy Mother and Holy Son for this incredible blessing.
My name is Molly, and I took the covenant in 2019. I continued to renew it faithfully 12 times. Every month, my husband and children would accompany me to the Kreupasanam to meet the Holy Mother. My first prayer intention was about selling a plot of land. In 2023, I placed this intention in the covenant. Then we were able to meet Fro Joseph, and he gave us a blessed locket. We also prayed fixing a specific date for the sale. As a result of setting a date and praying, we received the token advance before March 31st. But after that, everything stalled. Months passed without any progress. I didn't know what else to do. Then I felt inspired to sprinkle the blessed salt on the land and pray while reciting the creed. 3 days later, the very person who had earlier shown interest came to our house, and the sale agreement was finalized. This land had been up for sale for 5 years, and it was Mother who finally made the impossible happen. After that, I prayed to Mother for a birthday gift for my daughter. In prayer, Mother showed me a date, the 18th. We held on to that and began the paperwork that very day. Later, my daughter also received her visa. As part of our charitable work, we prepared home-cooked food and distributed it to those in need at hospitals. We also shared Kreupasanam newsletters with others. I would apply blessed oil on the sick and pray for them. My husband and children were always there with me, supporting these missions. We also visited the local old age home, where I would bathe the elderly mothers, cut their hair and nails, feed them, clean their rooms and wash their dishes. We distributed Kreupasanam newsletters at auto stands, bus stops and homes. I prayed to the Holy Mother, saying, "If you have truly accepted our covenant, give me a sign." Soon after, a young man who had received one of our newsletters came to the Kreupasanam and gave his testimony. On that day, I knew Mother had accepted our covenant. I am deeply grateful to my Heavenly Mother and Holy Son for all the countless blessings she has poured into our lives.
Book of Ecclesiasticus 50:22 says, "Now bless the God of all, who in every way does great things, who exalts our days from birth and deals with us according to his mercy." Today, a daughter named Minu Matthew, together with her mother, testifies to 2 great blessings received through covenant life at this holy altar of Mother and Holy Son. The first part of Minu's testimony is about the journey after completing her BTEC studies. She initially received a job through campus placement, began training, but afterward received no confirmation of employment. Following this, she considered going abroad for higher studies. She worked hard for it, completed exams, received offer letters, but still faced rejection during the visa process. At a time when everything seemed to be going smoothly, doors began to shut. But Minu didn't give up. She and her mother prayed fervently, especially seeking a birthday gift from the Holy Mother. Though Minu's birthday was on March 13, the date she received in prayer was March 18. Holding on to that as a sign, she submitted paperwork on March 18, and from that moment, the visa process truly began. As she neared the final stage of visa submission, a new issue arose, a mismatch in the date of birth on the documents. She was warned that submitting the application could lead to rejection and, worse, possibly ban her from future entries to European countries. It was a moment of serious risk. This is a common crisis point in covenant life, the moment where our trust is tested. Many, when faced with delays or disappointments, begin to waver or even abandon their covenant. But Minu didn't. She held on to her conviction, believing that the date, March 18, was given by her mother. She trusted the divine message and boldly submitted her application. At 2:56 p.m. on April 28, the documents were uploaded. Normally, an Australian visa takes 30 to 35 days, but at 2:57 p.m., just 1 minute later, the visa was granted automatically. This is the miracle Minu shares. A 1-minute turnaround after years of effort and struggle. That's the nature of divine timing. What takes years by human effort can change in a moment by God's grace. Minu's trust, perseverance, and faith led to a breakthrough that shows how powerfully God works through covenant. Her second testimony is about her mother's prayer to sell a piece of land that had remained unsold for 10 to 15 years. Despite all efforts, nothing moved. But after they sprinkled the blessed salt on the land and prayed together, the process began. Within a few days, someone came forward and the contract was signed. A blessing they had waited over a decade for. Both testimonies reflect the same truth. The shortness of time in God's hands. Delays, obstacles, and disappointments may test us, but when we trust in the promises of our covenant, miracles can happen suddenly. So, beloved ones, do not be discouraged when blessings seem delayed. Do not step back in sorrow, thinking your prayers are unanswered. If you have placed your life in the hands of the Holy Mother and Holy Son, hold on with confidence. The Holy Mother, who showed herself at this altar with a clock on her chest, has given countless testimonies of timely interventions. She will also intervene in your life at the right time and give you what is truly good. Let us offer this testimony with folded hands, thanking our Holy Mother and Holy Son for the abundant blessings this family has received.